Well, here we are. This is the all-new Canyon Grizl CF8 Rift gravel bike, and in this episode I will give you the buyer's guide for this bike, and also I will tell you some likes and dislikes when it comes to this newest gravel bike from Canyon. So hello friends and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. So as I was saying, the newest gravel bike from Canyon Grizl CF8 with the retail price of 3,500 hard-earned euros or 3,300 British pounds. So this gravel bike, let's first answer the question, who is it for? So I would consider this gravel bike as a more of an adventure gravel bike. So meaning that if you spend majority of your time riding on some gravel paths and you maybe like also some of the bike packing and carrying some stuff on your bike, then definitely this Grizl CF8 with the Rift suspension is something that you should kind of shortlist. It's a very interesting offering from Canyon, and of course, considering that it's a 3,500 euros bike, it's definitely not going to be on the cheap side, but we will dive into the specifications and really see what are you getting for your hard-earned money. When it comes to the paint schemes of this bike, Canyon is offering two paint schemes. One is this, what they call like a pineapple paint scheme, with the totally, blacked out fork. And then they have this also interesting paint scheme, which is some kind of a purple, lavender purple, I would call it. Also a beautiful paint scheme on offer, and I'm really glad that at least you have two paint schemes to choose from when it comes to this Canyon gravel bike. Okay, so let's dive into the specifications and really see what do you get for your hard-earned money. And let's start with the frame and the fork on this bike. So this is the carbon fiber CF level of the frame on this bike. Canyon's CF carbon fiber with the press fit bottom bracket, also 12mm through axles both front and the back. And this frame, as you can see, has a lot of mounting points on it, so you can definitely carry a lot of bike bags on it if you go kind of a bike packing, and this is primarily why this bike is designed. And also you have a down tube storage, which is very nice. You can always keep some of the smaller bike tools inside, or even some food inside. So for this carbon fiber frame, Canyon gives their 6 years warranty, which is just decent, nothing special. If you look at, for example, Specialized or Trek bicycles, they would give you a lifetime warranty, so would be nice from Canyon to move one day to the lifetime warranty. And also, as you can see, this frame is designed for totally internally routing the cables, or in this instance we will see there are no cables on this frame. All in all, nothing special to complain about this carbon fiber frame from Canyon. And I will just mention here that when it comes to this fork on the bike, this is a bit of a secret sauce when it comes to this fork. So this fork on the bike was developed together with DT Swiss. You probably know DT Swiss by making the very, very good wheels and hubs, but this fork, what they call, is the DT Swiss F1231 fork. I definitely think they should change this naming of this fork. It is a very interesting addition to the bike and makes it a bit of a secret sauce on the bike. So this is a classical example of air and spring fork. You can adjust the rebound on this fork. It has 9 clicks. You adjust it on the bottom of the fork. Also, you can adjust the air pressures in the fork, and it has a full system lockout which sits on the handlebars of the bike. The fork gives you basically 40mm of travel. Excellent stuff. And also, when you are running this fork, the maximum tire clearance is 50mm at the front. but at the back, Canyon says you can run the tires up to 54 millimeters. So at the front 50 millimeters, at the back 54 millimeters. So addition of the proper fork on the gravel bike, I think, is excellent. This is, definitely something you see in the mountain bike world. It's almost like a classical setup for a hardtail mountain bike, where you have a air spring fork at the front. You can adjust, as I said, the pressures, the rebound, fully lock it out. And this fork also has a 12 millimeter through axle at the front, but I just think this is a very, very nice addition to this gravel bike for more adventurous riding. Also on this fork you can mount some bags on the sides of the fork, and I believe the weight limit is 3 kilograms per leg of the fork. So definitely something very, very good in my opinion, and if you are spending long days in the saddle off-roading, this is definitely super useful with the 40 millimeters of travel. Very, very good. Okay, moving on to the saddle and the seat post. So when it comes to the seat post, I'm so glad Canyon is here using their famous carbon fiber VCLS seat post. So this seat post is probably the best in the business when it comes to absorbing road bumps. They claim you can get about 20 millimeters of vertical travel. I totally believe it. It's an excellent, solution from Canyon. They should basically include it on any type of gravel bike or any type of endurance bike. And also this saddle on the bike is from Physique. So Physique Argo Terra. Saddles usually as a personal preference. If you don't like this one, it's going to be very easy to replace. But as I say, excellent highlight here, the VCLS carbon fiber seat post. When it comes to the handlebar and the stem, nothing special here. This is a pretty classical aluminum stem, aluminum handlebar, and also you can see the lockout for the fork here on the handlebars. I am glad that this is a pretty simple aluminum handlebar and the stem, because it's going to be very easy to replace in the future. If you need, any fine tuning or fine adjustments of your position on the bike, again, super easy to do. Nothing is proprietary here, and to be honest, I wouldn't even bother in the future replacing the handlebar on the stem or going with carbon fiber. Aluminum is totally fine, especially for bike packing or rough gravel riding. This is going to be totally fine. So absolutely excellent here. No complaints from me when it comes to these handlebars and the stem. Okay, moving on to the group set on the bike. So what are you getting here? So this is the, again, all new SRAM Rival Explore group set. This is a fully wireless group set, so shifters and the rear mech communicate wirelessly. There is no front mech in this instance, which I also think is excellent stuff. There is no need on this type of gravel bikes to have a front mech, so this is a single chainring at the front. And also this is a 13-speed group set, so 13 chainrings at the back. So a bit more novelty, because all the other group sets on the market are 12-speed group sets. Now you have a 13-speed move from SRAM. Probably other group set manufacturers like Shimano will follow. Also Campagnolo already has a 13-speed group set, but a road group set. So this is a very interesting addition. 13-speed gravel group set, fully wireless. As you can see, no cables here, and this SRAM Rival Explore is gonna work absolutely perfectly fine. The battery for this group set sits back in the rear mech, as you can see here, and it's very easy replaceable, chargeable. SRAM has really mastered this fully wireless group set. I would just mention here that the front chainring here is a 40-tooth chainring, and the rear cassette on this bike is a 1046 cassette. So you definitely have a huge range of gears. There won't be any problems in climbing steep mountains or spending long days in the saddle on this bike. And I like these, huge gear cassettes, 1046. Of course, if this 40-tooth chainring is not enough for you, you are producing a lot of power, you can definitely upgrade this chainring to something bigger from SRAM. Also the chain here, classical SRAM, in this instance rival chain, and this is now 13-speed compatible chain. So if you are changing this chain in the future, you really have to pay attention that you buy the SRAM 13-speed compatible chain. I'm not so sure if there is any big difference between 12-speed chain or 13-speed chain, but definitely, double check when replacing this chain in the future. Okay, as you can see, when it comes to this fully wireless SRAM Rival Explorer group set, absolutely no complaints from me here. It's gonna work perfectly fine. Now let's talk about the wheelset and tires on this bike. So the wheels on this bike are DT Swiss G 1800 wheelset, which is aluminum wheelset from DT Swiss, kind of specially dedicated for gravel riding. And if you are buying this wheelset on the open market, it's usually about $590 US. The total system weight is going to be approximately 1,900 grams, and it comes with the DT Swiss 370 hub with their Ratchet 18 system, which is, perfectly fine hub, excellent hubs from DT Swiss always. And I will just mention here that, of course, this wheelset is tubeless ready, and internally this wheelset is, if I believe, 25 millimeters is the rim height, and internally it is 24 millimeters internally, which is, very nice internal width for the gravel wheelset. And it comes with the DT Swiss aero spokes, tubeless ready, as I said, and all in all, pretty decent aluminum wheelset. Of course, in the future, if you are thinking of upgrading any parts on the bike, of course, wheelset is one of the first parts you can upgrade. And then, of course, it's always the question, do you want to move carbon fiber wheelsets or still stick with the aluminum wheelsets? I think on these types of gravel bikes for really gravel adventure riding, I would always stick with aluminum wheels. It's just cheaper, probably easier to maintain, and if you get yourself a quality, wheelset, like you can upgrade to some other DT Swiss wheelsets with the better hubs, it's gonna be definitely, excellent wheelset. Okay, moving on to the braking system, you are getting here the SRAM Rival hydraulic disc brakes front and the back with the SRAM Paceline rotors, and I'm really glad to see here no cutting corners when it comes to the sizing of the rotors. So this is 160mm rotors both front and the back, and this is exactly what you need on this gravel bike, because you need a good heat dissipation, you need a good stopping power, because you might be carrying, a lot of weight on this bike. If you are carrying some bags and going off-road, you definitely need good heat dissipation. So 160mm braking rotors, excellent stuff. And also in the future, when you destroy these braking pads, braking rotors, I would suggest you to stick with the SRAM products just because of the compatibility with the hydraulic disc brakes. Speaking about the tires, this is the Schwalbe G1 tire, 45mm front and the back. Totally fine out of the box, a lot of air volume inside. It's going to be a smooth bike ride, but just keep in mind that maximum you can run on the front is 50mm tires, and on the back 54mm tires. That's only, the only limit is, of course, this front fork, why the tires are 50mm at the front. So this whole bike, Canyon Grizl CF8, has a weight of approximately 10.5 kilograms inside medium. Of course, that excludes pedals and excludes the bottle cages, but this is the standard way of weighing the bikes. So 10.5 kilograms in size medium, perfectly fine in my book. I wouldn't complain anything special about that. Okay, now in a summary, some likes and dislikes about this bike, again considering the retail price of 3,500 euros or 3,300 British pounds. So definitely when it comes to the likes, I love that Canyon has properly designed this gravel bike as an adventure gravel bike. So it comes with a very nice fork at the front with 40mm of travel, proper air suspension at the front. You can adjust the pressures, you can adjust the rebound, you can fully lock it out. Excellent stuff from DT Swiss, who made the fork. Also, I like that they've included their VCLS carbon fiber seat post, which is going to soak up so much of the road bumps. And also this new fully wireless SRAM Rival Explorer group set, 13 speed, is going to work perfectly fine, and I love that it's a single chainring at the front, makes life so much easier. And for adventure gravel riding, this is exactly what you need. This is basically, a blueprint, as I say, from the mountain bike world, from the hardtail mountain bikes. This is kind of a classical setup you would have there. Do I have any special complaints? No, absolutely not. I don't have any special complaints. I think they've really done a very, very good job here. And yes, the price is €3,500, but this is the reality of bike prices today, so I can't blame Canyon for that. When it comes to the total weight of 10.5 kilograms, I don't mind. I think it's perfectly fine for an adventure gravel bike, and I wouldn't be worried of, shedding weight out of this bike to just make it a bit more lighter. As I said, in the future, if you really want to replace the wheelset and buy yourself a bit more fancier carbon fiber off-roading wheelset, even from the mountain bike world, yes, you can shave, probably 400-500 grams just on the wheelset if you really want it. All in, an excellent job from Canyon in this instance with this latest Canyon Grizl CF8 Rift Adventure gravel bike. So this is gonna be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!